welcome you all to the video channel of the Poverty Fighter Squad. We'll be discussing different things on this platform. But the question now is that what do you get from all the information? And then have you started doing something with it? If not, what are you waiting for? He said, what we are saying is that we know poverty is a disease. It's a disease in the sense that if you are poor, you will not be recognized in this country. If you are poor, nothing you will say that people will believe that is the truth. So now, what are you doing? The information have been reaching you, telling you what to do and then how you can get engaged. Get yourself involved with the Poverty Fighter Squad. You know, I don't know, human beings we are somehow difficult to see the truth. Well, this chamber has come to Abuja to enlighten you, liberating you from poverty. There are many ways in which they are doing that. One, kicking poverty using agriculture, using travel, using entertainment, and housing. So, you, which of these you want to benefit from? We keep on saying, if you thought all this information are not necessary for you again, but look around you. There are hundreds, thousands, millions of people around you that need these informations. If God have blessed you enough that yes, you believe you are out of this poverty, but what of people around you? How do you think? You being out of poverty, you think it's just for you alone? God have a kind of is sending message to you that yes, they have liberated you from poverty, but you need to liberate other people from poverty. That is what we are saying. That is the information that we are passing across to you now. That is to say, you need to do something to change the situation of people around you to a better one. Someone was saying yes, you can't force what? If you take a river, you force the horse to the river, but you cannot force it to drink water. Yes, some people said yes, we can force the horse to drink water if we were able to force it to come to the river. And then he made mention of saying, yes, I will feed the horse with something that will make it to be what? Feeling tasty before forcing it to come near the river. Immediately when you come to the river, you definitely need to drink the water. So that is how we do it. So we are telling you now, come and join the Poverty Fighter Squad. Let's change the scenario. We were being labeled as the poverty headquarters of the world. So if this is what they call this country, and then if you believe that is not true, what are you doing differently to change the scenario from this present condition? Our word of the year said that if you leave this country like this, the level of poverty in this country, and then you die, you will not rest in peace. Look at it. That is the truth. Because what is the essence of your wealth? That you are still seeing people poor around you, and then you don't make any move trying to change their situation, and then you die, and then you think you die in peace. No, you can't die in peace. And then if you cannot die in peace, and then you look at all this scenario, all this situation we are now, what are you doing? In what way you want to eradicate the poverty from this country? We said, come on, become our members, be a passive farmer or an active farmer. An active farmer is someone that, yes, you are the foot soldiers. You want to be on the field, do the farming yourself, reap all the dividend, all the benefit you did, go away with your everything. But if you want to be a passive farmer, yes, you invest. Investment. The worst mistake most of us will do in this country is that, yes, once money comes, we just kind of consume the whole money and use it to do a luxury thing. But we fail to invest. If you don't invest, don't worry, time shall tell. So you invest in something at least that tomorrow it will generate something to you. At least your family will be happy to have you as one of them. But if you leave yourself to be poor, you've been labeled as poor. Even the firstborn of the family will be labeled as the lastborn, because when the lastborn is having money and then he's rich, he's talking. They said, no, wait, may Oga talk before you talk. That's why you are the firstborn of the family. Because you are poor, they took you to be the lastborn of the family. That is what we are saying. That if you don't want yourself and you want yourself to be recognized, what step have you taken? What step have you taken to make sure you bring yourself forward? Yes, all of us will have a dream, but it's less for you. Either you wake up in the morning to pursue your dream, or you continue sleeping with your dream, and then it will remain dream. If you are not doing anything to chase that your dream, then it will still remain dream. So what is the essence? So try and do something differently. Let's work together. Let's kick poverty out of this country in your own little way. We are not saying you can start. No, start from small. Our president was making one statement. He said that anything on this earth starts from small except one thing. And then when he asked, what is that thing? None of us can tell him. But rather, he was still the one that said, yes, it is the grave. How do they dig the grave? From top to bottom. But any other thing, you start from the scratch, gradually you grow higher. So we are not saying you must start big, but start something small. Once you start small, provided you've taken a step, a journey of 1,000 miles, start from where? A step. Once you just make a step, then gradually you keep on moving. And then if you started something new, yes, you are not the same with those that have not started anything. That is what we are saying. Because maybe if you want to drive from Abuja to Kaduna, and then you'd have taken your journey from somewhere in the central area, and then you move down to Zuba, and then someone that say I wanted to go to the Kaduna, and then has not taken a move from the house. You understand? Maybe something happened along the way. You've learned something. Yes, you see, maybe accident happened, any other thing happened on the way. You've learned that thing, that yes, something happened on the way, but you still wait. Maybe later now you proceed. And then him that is sitting at home, that he didn't even know the direction to Kaduna, you can't be the same with that same kind of person. Life is a struggle. Our advice is that keep pushing. One day, you will be waving your hands in the air with great joy. That is what we are saying. I don't care how little, how much we win, but it has to be now. We said yesterday is gone. Today, that is what we have. But tomorrow may be too late. Come and join us. Let's see what we can do together to kick poverty out of this country. Our project is a project one family, one farmer. We want in every family, we want to have one farmer. People will be saying, why farming, farming, farming? All of us will believe that the farmers, they are those dirtiest people on earth. It's not like that. You can have your house, a big apartment, and then you can convert it to your office. You can be in that office having secretary, having whatever, all the staff, and then you are a farmer. The technology has made it possible like that. So don't believe only when you can carry hoe and cutlass, that is when you can be a farmer. No. You can do a lot without even knowing the color or the nature, how hoes look like. That is what we are saying. In Poverty Fighters, we believe in new ideas. We welcome new ideas. What can bring what change into our life? Look at a lot of atrocities that is happening in this country today. What is causing all of those things? They build a house, you cannot sleep comfortably. Traveling, afraid in case of kidnapping. Keeping money in your banks, you are afraid because the Yahoo boys are there to go and hack into your account and withdraw the money. It just happened recently, which last week, a friend of mine just was sleeping and then he woke up receiving about alert up to 15 alerts. At the end of it, discovered that they wiped everything from his account. When he was showing me this, I was shocked. I said, well, this is the country. That is how we find ourselves in the country now. Because a country whereby there's no job and then people are not ready to help themselves in a legitimate way, then what do you expect? What do you expect? And then if we believe keeping the money in the bank is the safest place for you to keep your money, now you can't keep money in the bank, and then when you keep it in the house, the boys will come after you. So you can see what the poverty has done to this country. That is why we are saying we need to do something to make sure that everybody's life is changed for better. Because if you believe it's only yourself and your family, immediate family, yes, you yourself, you live in a society whereby other people are around there. You have people that are living together with you. So what do you think? And then they will allow you to be kind of living a kind of good life you are living without them being envy of your life? It's not possible. So therefore, try to do something to make sure that people around you, their life is changed for good. It doesn't matter how many people you start with, but you have to start touching people's life. That is what Poverty Fighter Squad is telling you. That not how big, but no matter how small, but you have to start doing something. So gradually, we'll get there. As I said earlier, nothing on this earth that starts from where? From the top. Everything starts gradually and then it grows. As you are growing, when you start with someone today, we talk to people, yes, talk to other people, your colleagues, people around you. Yeah, this is what is happening. Something real good is happening. They get to know the same person you share this information with will still share with other people. Then you are expanding. You are expanding. So as they are getting all this information, at the end of it, what will happen? You've touched people's life in your own little way. So, what are we saying in essence is that we must do something to make this country great. While we are saying farming, 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 go to the market around you today. Everybody is complaining, food prices has gone up. There's no money to buy this food. Yes, if you are not ready to look at business, as if you are not ready to look at this farming as a business, and then you can still farm to feed your own family. But I advise you, look at farming as a business, not as a way of life. That is the saying of one of our own, the former minister of agriculture and the present president of the African Development Bank. Not any other person but Akinwumi Ambode. No. Okay. Sorry, not it's Adeshina was the one that made that statement. I said we should look at agri as not as a way of life. That not everybody what smoke gas. People cannot what drink oil, fuel, but everybody eat what food, and that is where agri has a comparative advantage in. So therefore, the future millionaires and billionaires are not coming from the oil and gas sectors. Rather, they will be coming from agricultural sector. If you and I, that is where we have comparative advantage in. So then, what step? What is your own plan to take this advantage or making your own life great? I challenge you today. If you are doing something now, look around you, turn. Just turn and look back. There are people, one or two persons that need you to put them on track. That is my challenge upon you now. Put those people online. Let them know what to do. There may be people that don't even know what to do about their life. But yes, you are there. God have sent you as a message. God have sent you message. Go and deliver those message to them. Let them know, yes, there are opportunity in agriculture. Let them have something doing. In poverty fighters, we just a kind of split the agri sector into two parts. If you want to be an active farmer, fine. If you want to be a passive farmer, fine. Whichever one you decide. Because people believe they are afraid of the scamming. That hey, I don't want to be scammed. They don't come again. Yes, just because of the nature of the country made people not to even believe when you are bring something real or something true to them. But the funny thing is that when you bring fake news to them, they accept it 100%. But when the truth news comes, they think twice. So my message to you today is that let's have something doing, especially in agriculture. Yes, people said yes, agriculture have been doing it. I failed. So why should I go into agriculture? I can give you an example of a friend of mine. Yes, people believe in farming there's risk. Yes, there's no doubt about that. There's risk involved in farming. But some risk are man-made. They were man-made. Why do I say so? I have a friend of mine, see a case study of a friend of mine who invested into watermelon farming. And Fortunately, he succeeded in the business for the first attempt. But the funny thing about it now is that once the season is approaching, he wanted to rent the land from the owner because he leased the land from the owner. And before he could renew the rent, someone else went to rent the land. But the funny thing is that this man planted the same watermelon. They were doing very well at the initial stage. The watermelon was doing very good, fine. So suddenly, one afternoon like that, he just walked to the farm and then started noticing some changes, scorching setting in, and then you see some kind of new materials invading the farm. When he asked what happened, and then during the flowering stages, see them giving out, producing a good flowers. At the end of it all, he noticed that they started dying back. He recovered 0 naira from that field. But the question now is that, do we know where the problem comes from? It's because he's doing something without knowing what he is doing. Because once you are into this farming, yes, there are procedures you have to follow to be a successful farmer. We have those and don'ts in farming. You can't just jump into farming and then you want to just farm immediately because you see other people succeeded in farming. No. So we advise, once you are going into farming, do your finding very well. Okay, before it escaped my mind, what made the guy to fail is because, one, normally if you are going into farming, you're supposed to do what? Your soil test. And then check other things. The history of the farm. You have to make inquiry for how long have they been using this place for farming. From there, what type of crop those that have been farming are using. So instead, you didn't do the soil test, and then you do ask of the history of the land. What and what have they been practicing on the land? So because he saw someone did watermelon and then it was very profitable for the person, with that kind of enviness, he went back to rent the place, not knowing that as they have been farming this same land for using it for watermelon, there are some diseases they were kind of incubating, piling up, looking for when to strike. But unfortunately, it happened that it was when this guy rented the place, those things came up. Normally, had it been he carried out some tests on the soil, then maybe there should have been a kind of treatment that he has to do before he plants his own crop. But unfortunately, as he want to jump in, and then he jump out with regret. So this is what we are saying. In Poverty Fighters, we are here to share ideas with our members how, when, where we can practice different crop enterprises. So I don't think it's wrong if someone has set this kind of platform to enlighten people, to guide them on the best way they can do things, and then you keep on calling on people, but they will not want to listen. But they rather believe where they will be giving them a kind of peanut. Maybe when an election is approaching now, they are looking for who is going to kind of offer them a kind of change that they can turn things around for the person. So, my dear, you need to make a move. So, that is to say, what we are saying is that you don't say because other people are doing, maybe other people are planting corn, I'm going to corn maize production. No, look at your own soil. What does your own soil need? What kind of crop do you think can survive on your own soil? I think that is a kind of a good startup. But people these days, they don't believe, they want to go into farming. After putting all the resources, at the end of it, you didn't get anything out of it. It becomes a risk. So if you do your preparation very well, you study the environment very well, and then they will advise you on what kind of enterprise you are to carry on the soil. From there, you start, and then you follow up all the procedure. Weed control, if there's pest attack, and then what kind of method do you use to eliminate or to reduce their effect on the crop. So with that, you do go a long way. I think that is the only thing poverty fighters is doing, and then that is why they were saying, you come and join the squad. If you know how to do it best, bring your own ideas. No one is Ireland in terms of knowledge. We learn from you, you learn from us. The way you know how to do it, the way we know how to do it, bring our heads together so that we can fight poverty. So if you want to do anything, at least use the proper channel to get the best information you need to succeed in anything you want to do. So that is what we are saying, and then that is the way we know we can try our own best to eradicate poverty out of this country, using this platform to share information, using information to the public. So if you get this information, you know that it's very useful to you. Yes, try and work with it. Because I remember I met a madman. What he wrote was that he wrote letter M according to my own understanding, and then he said, look at this, look at what I wrote down. What is it? I said letter M, and then he turned it again. The thing become what? Become letter W. When he turn it again, become E. When he turn it to the other way around, it become 3. He said that the question is that, is it because I'm not seeing things the way people are seeing, they were calling me mad? I was shocked. He said that because this thing, you can call it 3, you can call it letter M, you can call it W, you can call it letter E, depending on the location and where you stand. So I was shocked. So throughout that day, I was just thinking of this statement. That is to say, when they pass information to you, they send you information. Depend on how you interpret it, then it's less for you. Enough is said concerning poverty fighters squad. We don't know how you are looking at it. If you, whichever way you are looking at it, think of how to use it positively. God bless you. Let us build a great Nigeria again. Remain blessed.